Authorities and health experts in Portugal are recommending the country should extend its current lockdown measures until Easter. At the beginning of January, there was a sudden rise in new cases and COVID-19 related deaths, and a shortage in ICU beds and a 12-hour wait at emergency services prompted Germany to send in a team of military doctors and equipment. Nuno Prencio, a journalist with our Portuguese language service, says the situation is now stabilising.
Actually, the numbers are improving, that's a fact. Yesterday we had around 4,000 new cases, which represents about a fourth of what was happening in the end of January. So there's actually an improvement, and nevertheless the hospitals are still overcrowded, not near collapse like we were seeing end of January, when Portugal became the country with the worst infection rate in the world per million of inhabitants. So actually the experts are confirming that lockdown is having its effects, it's working. Yesterday the president asked the parliament to approve a new state of emergency, 2 weeks more to extend the state of emergency, but actually apparently the government wants to push the lockdown till Easter. So that means the first week of April, and it is obviously to avoid social gatherings and to avoid new focuses of contagion.
You know, last year when we were tracking the spread of the pandemic across the continent, Portugal had handled the outbreak relatively well, but that all sort of changed in January with this really dramatic spike in not only new cases but in deaths. Is there any sort of theory as to what went wrong?
Well, there are several elements that we can look at. First of all, we had a very mild experience, a very mild first wave when comparing to other European countries. And so I think that maybe created a false feeling of safety, of security that lasts till the end of the year. So that's maybe one of the explanations. Another one, it's obviously everyone feels that the family gatherings were happening during Christmas in a bigger scale that they were supposed to. So that can be another element to add. There were restrictions applied during Christmas, but there were very, let's say, also mild limitations comparing to other countries. We had a curfew till 2 a.m. during the 24th and 25th December. Restaurants were open till 1 a.m., for example. So that's also part of the explanation. And there's, of course, the new variants that were detected. We have a huge British community in Portugal, a huge Brazilian community in Portugal. The British variant was detected very soon in January, and actually the Brazilian one, which is suspected to circulate in the country for a while, was detected for the first time officially yesterday night. There were 2 cases in Lisbon officially identified.